Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. I actually got a fantastic question that's a little bit on the business and personal side. Great way to start a Monday. And this question is, what changed when I stopped trying to impress other people? And then we'll say other people being, could be other founders, could be customers, what have you. The first is to honestly admit that I, I don't think the word stop is a reality. And it's probably not a reality for most people. I think it's learning to be able to control that thought, because stopping never happens. I mean, why do you buy certain clothes? Why do you dress the way you dress? Why do you join certain clubs? You do these things like social clubs, membership clubs. You do these things because you're looking for external validation. Anyone that says that you could stop that, you might as well go be a lumberjack in the woods, because that's just not a reality in B2B professional services or SaaS software. There's too many comparables, there's too many variables, there's too many external comparables. Remember, if you raise capital, VC firm, private equity firm are benchmarking you against others. You speak at a conference, you're being compared to the peers of panelists that are up on stage. You enroll in the Inc. 5000, you're being compared at all times. So I think it's important to first admit there's no such thing stopping. It's chipping away at a journey towards mastery, but I actually don't think it's ever possible to master. I have never met somebody in my life that truly does not care about what anyone thinks. Otherwise, I don't think that they're playing the entrepreneurial game at scale, because the world will naturally benchmark and compare you as a scoreboard. And it's going to happen. And it's hard not to use revenue, employee count, and all the other things as validation. But I think what is important is to understand how you could chip away at mastery. And one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got is, and I can't recall where I got it, but I know that my friend Dan Martell talks about this concept called seasons. And I started hearing this, I don't know, about 5 years ago, and I started to notice that founders use the language of seasons quite a bit. And the concept of a season is, I'll give it the perfect example. I started my professional services career on January 1st, 2010. I started Shanks Group. Actually, it was JPS Strategies. My business partner at the time, Paul St. Ange, and I kind of started a fractional chief revenue officer sales coaching business that then led towards JPS, led towards Shanks Group. I was alone for a year. Then I met my business partner, George Albert, and we merged to form Sales for Life. So, long and short, on January 1st, 2010, I started my entrepreneurial journey when it comes to B2B professional services. That means that I'm in year 16 of a season. And what's really important to that is, if I met a founder who was in year 3 and they're asking for advice and they're saying, "How did you learn that? Why are you doing it this way?" You have to help them understand that I've accumulated 16 years of knowledge, 16 years of learning how to productize services, pricing best practices, growing a sales team, scaling, hiring and firing, and legal contracts, and mergers and acquisitions, and all these things that you just don't experience in your first few years. So, why is this important? It's important to understand what season you're in. If you're listening to this and you're a new entrepreneur, your benchmark isn't a company necessarily that is your exact same size and vintage, but the founder is on their third business. You're not playing the same game. They've accumulated dozens of years of information to make informed decisions. They're just better at the game. So seasons are important because, as an example, I leave in 2 weeks to a ski trip called Baldface. Maple Summit is what we call it. It's 48 CEOs. We all go up to Baldface, which is in interior British Columbia, and we go cat skiing together. The reality is there's 48 CEOs all in different seasons. Some have grown a business and have taken it public. Some are solopreneurs. Some are in the midst of, the bowels of the J curve of their SaaS software company. Some have had multiple liquidity events, and they're not even in B2B. They own diamond businesses and they own car businesses and they own it's a complete gamut. And the wealth in that room is very disparate. There are some that are new on the journey trying to make their first million, and there are some that are worth hundreds of millions on the way towards billions. And it's very unfair to try to compare yourself to them because we're all A, playing a different game, B, in different seasons. Some didn't go to university and started their businesses when they were 17. Some are starting their first business when they're 35 and they've been in the corporate world. So, the piece of advice that I can give you is your benchmark is not just companies inside your own ecosystem. But when you're looking to impress people, press upon yourself that's typically around your peers, other founders, other customers. They are in different seasons than you. A founder who's been, I've run three agencies. So it's very unfair to compare myself to somebody that has run different businesses, different scale, different timelines. When you reframe this way, it helps you understand there's you're not trying to impress everyone. Try to create benchmarks for yourself based on your own season.